Hey everyone, Kyle here. I want to talk about buying down the interest rate and whether that makes sense for you. I get a lot of questions about this from clients of mine because of the rate environment that we're in. Everybody's trying to find ways to lower their mortgage payment, and buying down the interest rate is always the question that I get because it's the most obvious answer. How do we get a lower interest rate? Well, we can spend our hard-earned money in order to buy down that interest rate. But in this environment, it doesn't always make sense for you to do that, and I'm going to talk about why. So first off, I want to show you an example here. Let's just take a loan amount of $400,000 at an interest rate of 7%. That gives you a principal and interest payment of $2,661.21. Let's take that same loan amount of $400,000, but let's use $10,000 to buy down the interest rate to 6.375. And that gives you a payment of $2,495 per month, which is a savings of $165.73. In order to figure out whether it makes sense to do this, you take that original $10,000 and you divide $165.73 into that, and you get 60. 60 is the number of months that it would take you to recoup that initial $10,000 investment. In other words, 5 years it would take you to get that $10,000 back, and every month after that is then savings. Now, if you look at projections for interest rates by the experts here, Wells Fargo, Fannie Mae, and the Mortgage Bankers Association, all predict interest rates will be somewhere between 5.5% to 6% by the end of next year. Okay, so if that's the case, it's going to be even lower than what you had bought the rate down to by year 2. So in other words, it doesn't always make sense for you to buy down the interest rate and have that initial savings, because you're not going to get your return on investment by the time there's an opportunity for you to refinance. Now, this is based on predictions on interest rates, but if the predictions and projections are somewhat true, there is going to be an opportunity for you to refinance before that 5-year mark. So in this case, it probably wouldn't make sense for you to buy down the interest rate. There are other cases that I would advise someone to do it, but if you have any questions about that or anything else regarding mortgage rates or mortgage related, please don't hesitate to reach out. Just wanted to share that with you so we can clear some things up on why it may or may not make sense for you to use your hard-earned money to buy down the interest rate. Have a great rest of your week, everyone. We'll talk again soon. Take care.